I am back with the topic related with the pressure. Already you are familiar with the pressure in solids. So I will rewrite the formula so that the students will recall that pressure equal to force over area. This is the basic formula for the pressure in solids. And the other one is the pressure in liquid P, that is equal to rho, G and H. So now the topic is related with the pressure in the hydraulic system. Hydro means liquid, and why we will use the brake oil in the car braking system, and why can't we use the water? We will see as soon as we will move in the further related with the learning objectives. So describe and explain the transmission of pressure in the hydraulic system with reference to the hydraulic press. Now, two applications are related with our syllabus: the hydraulic brake system of the vehicles and the hydraulic press. So remember one thing, that when we will talk about the transmission of the pressure in the liquid, as we all know that the liquid is incompressible. So if we will make the two area, one which is having the smaller cross sectional area, this one, and the other one is a larger cross sectional area. Now there are two pistons which will move in downward direction, and on the other side it will move in upward direction. So if we will apply force on this side, as you can see in this diagram, that this is all metallic pipes, so liquid will not escape from this pipe. And the other thing, that when we will apply force, now the force acting on the left side of the piston will generate the pressure inside the liquid. So this liquid pressure will equally transmit from one side to the other side. So wherever you will calculate the pressure inside this system, the pressure will remain same. So what will happen in this, that when you will apply force on this piston will try to compress the liquid, but you already know that liquid is incompressible. So this piston will move from this position up to, let's suppose, this position. Now the pressure has generated inside the container. So this pressure will apply the force on the other piston. So as a result, this piston will move in the upper direction. Transmission of the pressure in the liquid. As I have already told you, that the pressure on the left side of the piston will equal to the pressure on the right side of the piston. So pressure that is equal to force over area, pressure that is equal to force over area. So this is the formula. This formula, you can rewrite this formula, that F1 over A1, that is equal to F2 over A2. F2 over A2. This is the first basic formula related with the hydraulic system. You have to remember this formula because you will use this formula when you will solve the MCQs and when you will solve the theory questions. Now, why we will apply force on the smaller area on the left side of the piston? Why we will apply always force on this side? The reason, the pressure is equal to force over area. Now in the previous video we have learned that pressure and area are inversely proportional to each other. So larger will be the area, the less pressure will be generated. But we want to create a lot of pressure in this hydraulic system, because on the other side we have to lift a car on the hydraulic system. So if there is not so much pressure generated on this piston, so we will not able to lift a small car or whatever the load we want to move in upper direction. So that is the reason we will apply force on the smaller area. Moving towards the next one, there is another formula related with the transmission of the pressure in liquids. Now you can see that this was the initial position of the piston, this one, and this is the final position of the piston. So it has traveled a small distance d1 in this direction. Similarly, on the other side, the piston is moving in upward direction and covering some distance. So another formula which you will use for your calculation, that fx into dx is equal to fy into dy. Or similarly, we can write down that f1 into d1 is equal to f2 into d2. So this is related with the hydraulic press. So whenever you will now go to the car service station, then you will keep all these things in your mind, that how a car station works. So they will apply a force by using the air pressure on this piston. The car which is placed on the larger surface area. Here we go, a small car. So when we will apply force on this piston, so it will start moving the car in the upper direction. Now the other application is the car braking system. One more information related with this, that there will be two pistons. One is having the smaller area and other one is having the larger area. Now when you apply the force on the brake pedal, you can observe that this is the smaller or the master piston. So the force on the smaller or the master piston exert a pressure on the liquid. This pressure is equally transmitted to the other side of the piston. Now this piston has a larger area and this is the brake tube. So when it will create a pressure onto the brake tube, and then the brake tube will move in the outward direction, or in this case the brake used is the disc brake. So this piston will start moving inward from these two sides and they will rub with the large disc, and due to the rubbing or the friction, the car will slow down. The hydraulic brake system, we know that if the piston at the disc have twice the area of the pedal, each piston will exert twice the force that the driver applies on the brake pedal. Thus the force applied by the driver is multiple. So this is a force multiplier as well. The last two diagram, now this is much more detail related with the hydraulic system. This is the master piston where we are applying the force. Now these are the four wheels which are attached with the hydraulic system. So when we will apply the force, the pressure will be generated. This pressure will be equally transmitted in the upward direction. It will go on this side. From here it will go there. It will go in the downward direction, and similarly the fourth one, it will go in this side, and it will generate the equal pressure on on all four wheels. And inside the wheels, if you are having the brake tube, so actually what will happen, so this piston will move these two parts, the B1 and the B2, in the outward direction. So they will move the brake shoe in the outward direction. The brake shoe will be in contact with this rim. The brake shoe will be in contact with this rim, and then due to the rubbing, due to the friction, the car will slow down. And the purpose of the return spring, when you will move your foot away from this pedal, then this spring will make the brake shoe return back to their original position. I hope now you understand that how a car braking system works and how a hydraulic system works. Now the next video will be related with the very important topic related the barometer and the manometer. Stay tuned. Take care.